Hi, welcome to the Resources Roadhouse. I'm Wally Graham. I'm with Bruce Maluish, Managing Director of VRX Silica, who are developing their Arrowsmith and Maluish Silica sand projects just outside of Perth. So, Bruce, quite a bit going on at both projects. What's been happening?
Thanks, Wally. Yeah, both projects we're pushing all the exploration and the development of the two project areas all at the same time. So last year we completed drilling and put out JORC compliant resource statements for Maluish, Arrowsmith Central and Arrowsmith North. Collectively about 400 million tonnes, which will last some time. We've completed a test work program, in fact 3 iterations of test work. From that, process circuit design, and from that an engineering concept for the processing plant. And that included a capital estimate for the processing plant, about £8.5 million. So the total capital cost we're looking at for each project is about $25 million. Last year we completed environmental studies for spring and autumn on each of the project areas, and keep in mind these are very big project areas. Arrowsmith North is about 2,000 hectares, Arrowsmith Central about 1,800, and Maluish is 3,000 hectares. They're very big areas and require a lot of environmental work to get to the standard where we can lodge applications for mining proposals.
Yep.
And we're at the process right now of commencing those submissions. Fortunately, we've discovered that a company up around Eneabba has actually conducted a trial of a mining rehabilitation method which is very similar to what we're proposing. And our proposal's a little bit unique, where we're looking to conduct what is called sod translocation.
Yeah.
It sounds complex, but in fact it's a modified loader that will take out a sod of about 3 metres by 3 metres by 400 mil. So it keeps many of the small shrubs and the grasses' root systems intact.
Right.
And they are in fact the most difficult to rehabilitate.
Yeah.
The bigger trees, any banksias or anything like that, are quite easy to propagate and rehabilitate. So they conducted this trial about 6 years ago, and we've been able to get access to that data, and we're able to follow it up with a little bit of work of our own, which is a fantastic opportunity for us to be able to demonstrate the method.
Yeah.
So that's been quite a boon. It's dragged out the submission a little bit, but it will certainly help our submission.
Yeah. Just thinking about what we were talking about now, silica sand, can you just give us a bit of an idea of the importance of silica sand at the moment and what it's used for and the demand for it?
It's a surprising raw material, and it is difficult to research because it is used in so many places. Plastics, paints, glass everywhere, lights. It's something we're surrounded by, but almost all of the products that we use in Australia are imported. We have very little production in Australia, in hundreds of thousands of tonnes, whereas in Asia it's millions of tonnes.
Yeah.
And it's something you take for granted. You look out the window, you don't think silica sand. It's 75% silica sand. You think nice view, but it is something. You drive in your car, you look out the window. Once again, you don't think silica sand.
Yeah.
So it's something we take for granted all the time. But there is a looming shortage in Asia, and steadily governments are not accepting dredging in freshwater rivers for the consequences of that. That's not being accepted. So that as a mining practice is unsustainable, and most countries in Asia are now moving to ban that. Vietnam, Cambodia have banned dredging in the Mekong River.
Yeah.
And Vietnam's gone from a net exporter to a net importer of silica sand.
So this has to be sort of like reasoning behind why you are fielding quite a lot of inquiries.
An enormous number of inquiries. We've got about 31 companies at the moment that have expressed an interest in buying silica sand in a range of products, from lower quality containers to plate glass to very high quality ultra clear glass, and the foundry industry.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, the foundry industry, particularly in Korea, uses an enormous amount of sand, and each of those have different qualities.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's about the other minerals that are in with the sand, and sometimes it's about the grain, size, and shape.
Yep.
So we've published our catalogue, and we've got about 8 products in there.
Yeah.
And since we put that catalogue out, we're fielding an enormous number of inquiries.
And just recently you also put out the recoveries that you're able to obtain at the project?
Yep, they're the recoveries of each of the products, and that is part of the ingredients we require for our BFS.
Right.
So at the moment we're compiling all the data for the BFS, and we expect to get that out next quarter.
All right. Okay. Well, and obviously there's a whole raft of news, still to flow out of the Maluish and Arrowsmith projects. We'll be bringing as much of that information as we can to you at the Roadhouse. So, Bruce Maluish, thank you very much for being here.
Happy to chat, Wally.